Hi, welcome back to Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. I have to apologize that my sunglasses are dark again. I am not going to apologize for the fact that there is bright sunlight coming in from both these windows, however. It is lovely. I'm glad to see it. It was rainy yesterday and kind of rainy this morning, so I'm glad for the sunshine. Do I probably need to get glasses that don't darken so that I can not be looking at you through sunglasses? Probably. I'll work on that and put that on the priority list for this year sometime. So what are we talking about today? Today is the Quilt Show's Block of the Month, The Quilt by Jen Kingwell, Pick a Petal. And in true confessions, as you guys know, I haven't made it to block 2 yet. I am just getting started on it today and just barely getting started on it because I took time to do a video call with Jody. Oh gosh, Jody Kleban probably is what it is, Kleban. Jody's a sweetheart, by the way. And I was talking to Jody because I have had hurdle after hurdle to get over with this particular quilt. It's as a newbie, this is a stretch for me to be doing, but this, my friends, is how I do life. I jump into the deep end and then figure out what I need to know, backtrack, learn it, and then jump in a little bit further. It may not be the healthiest of things to do, but that is my MO. And so that's what I've done on this quilt, along with, doing the new YouTube channel and everything, and then having to rearrange my space. It was just a lot. So I didn't get as far as everybody else. And that's okay. I'm not in competition, but I do want to at least get started on block 2. I want to get it done before next week on the 1st when we get block 3. I've rewatched Barbara 2 or 3 different times talk about this block. She's got, I think it was 3 different methods. I think she represented a 4th method, but she dismissed it altogether. But Jody, who I talked to, had already gotten, I think she said all of them done. She's got a lot of progress, and I'll show that to you on screen. And so I wanted to talk to her because she's just killing it. She's just getting it done. And I've not been spending time on the forum, which, number one, shame on me that I haven't. I need to spend more time because I am able to navigate it enough to see what other people are doing. But I haven't had time to give this quilt any more than what you've seen me give to it. So it's not like I'm trying to avoid the forum. I just, been drinking from a fire hose, as they say. So I felt like I had easy access to Jody because she was volunteering to speak with me, and I wanted to celebrate what she was doing. So we made contact today. She's given me some tips on how she's handling some things. And so as I'm trying to incorporate those efforts, if I have any questions, I'll swing back around and talk with her. I kind of feel like I might, because there are 2 or 3 different ways to do this block. I don't think I want to do the method that includes straight lines. I really like the curves in this quilt. I really like the curves in this quilt, and that's what really attracted me to it. And I want to learn that aspect of things. I really want to hone that skill. So I'm going to try to stick to my guns on that. However, talking with Jody, I feel like I am having an awakening, an acceptance that I probably can't do it all if I try to do it only by hand stitching. So I might allow myself to do some of it by machine and do a combination of machine and hand because a finished quilt is, especially in these fabrics that I love, is probably going to be better than it remaining a UFO for the next 10 years, because at the rate that I'm going, it would take me a long time because I'm just slow at things. I don't mind being slow when I'm hand stitching. I enjoy the hand stitching for its slowness, but I don't have a lot of time to give something that's just going to take me a long time to do. I sat down yesterday at my sewing machine to work on finishing up that nemesis block from block 1 from February. Did get it done. I'm very pleased, but it took me a while. It took me a long while. I haven't done the math, but if each block takes me days to do, and I've got, at least 60 individual blocks, and then I've got applique to do too, I've got to be realistic here, right? Like I need to finish this before my 6-month-old grandchild is going off to college, or at least before she's having a 6-month-old of her own, in 30 years. So, So you might see me do some of this by hand and some of it by machine, and that's just gonna have to be okay. But I just feel like a grown up. I've made a decision. This is not too bad. And thank you, Jody, for helping me with that. So Jody is a sweetheart. She really is. She's had a lot of patience with me. But Jody is not the only one who has contributed some pictures. I'm assuming it's Sherry, Cheri, Sherry or Cherry, probably Sherry, has contributed some too. Let me see what Sherry has said. These are all block 1 in this first email from her. I love how scrappy Sherry's work is. I mean, it is scrappy. She's got novelty. It looks like there's some batik in there, and just a little bit of everything. Then just your fine quilting cotton in there. What sweet people you guys are. I really do appreciate you. It's just, I couldn't be making it this far without you. I really could not. Now, I want to go back. Let me pull up my email for Jody. Oh, she's emailed me again. We were talking about fabric collages, and because she does, I'm going to talk about that at another time, because I need to keep this video just about Jen Kingwell's block of the month with the quilt show. But I will say that at some point I'm going to circle back around and talk about Jody's portrait collages. They're clever and intriguing, and she's pretty dang talented about it. So let me stay focused. Let me pull up her email, her other emails where we're talking about pick a petal. Okay, so she's used some techniques that I'm going to try to incorporate. So she uses heat resistant template plastic, which this is not the brand she uses, but it's just what I got. And she's using that to help to turn the edges of some of her pieces, and then using Elmer's glue on that turned edge to then apply it to the surface of the other stitched pieces. That's clever. I haven't done that. I can see the benefit of that. I've been wanting to explore more of using Elmer's glue in my stitching to help make it more exact and more and easier, right? And it washes out, they say, so it's all should be good. The other thing she has shown me here, okay, she's been putting down a piece of what is it? The wax paper. What is it? Got some right here, I think. What is it called? Freezer paper. Freezer paper on her ironing surface. And then she's drawing like the outline of I'll put it on screen, drawing an outline of what the block will look like. So that when she's putting the fan blades, the stitched together fan blades on that template, then she knows where to put her curved corner piece. The one that she has used her heat template, a heat resistant template to turn down the edge and put glue on, right? Well, having that template sketched on to her freezer paper then helps her to know where she's lining it up so it looks correct. And that's clever. That's a technique that I would not have thought of. She's been quilting a little bit longer than I have. So she is using the method that Barbara's using on block 2 of doing the straight stitches and appliquing on to the top the little petals. And it does look good. She sent a couple of pictures on that, and it does look good. But like I said, I'm really one of the draws for me about this quilt was all the curves in it. And that's been kind of a personal initiative for me beyond just the hand stitching aspect of it, has been the learning to do curves. I want to learn the ins and outs of curves. There's Heather Black quilts with Quilty-Friend. I love all of her quilts, and I think it's because there's so many circles in them. You show me a quilt that's got circles in it, and I'm there. So I'm going to try to stick to my guns and not do that version of the block. But I keep on compromising every time you guys talk to me, or every time you and I are talking, I'm compromising. So let me see this other email. Jody's just knocking it out, I'm telling you. One of the things that Jody does is the same thing that Barbara Black also does, and that is adding some seam allowance so that she can trim to perfection. So I'm going to try to incorporate that where I can. I'm going to try to keep it. And I think I need to do that with my blockhead ones too, because they really want you to use a scant 1/4 inch. And I keep on forgetting that. I want to be exactly a 1/4 inch. and it's hard for me to think scant quarter. It's hard for me to sew it. I think I need to probably cut a little heavy so I can trim back. I hope you've enjoyed seeing Jody's work and Sherry's work. I'm just, I feel very blessed to have the attention of any of you to want to share your work with me and want to share your tips with me. It it helps me and it's encouraging me and it's pushing me. So it's pulling me and it's pushing me because there's just so much on this quilt, and I'm learning so much else between editing the videos, shooting the videos, having to redo my studio, getting a new machine, and then working on this unicorn quilt, which has my table all messy still. It's just been a lot. So what's next today? I'm going to get my templates cut, hopefully, or at least start in on those before I have to start editing. And if I can at least make some progress on this quilt block, then I'm kind of committed to it. I know where I am. I've got a starting point for when I come back to it next time. Then I'll feel good about my work today. Okay, so I have this, and so what am I supposed to do now? I feel like my drawing is pretty accurate as it is for that one, but then am I supposed to then iron this back down onto this? Was that supposed to be the goal? Does it reheat? Oh, it does. Okay. So let's do that on one that I haven't done yet. Okay. Okay. That's good. Lesson learned. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Okay. So I have this, and I should be able to iron that. What's going to happen? Oh, that is so clever. Okay. So I can peel this off. It's pretty stiff. That's amazing. Awesome. Complete with my little dots. You see that right there? So I've got a template then that has my accurate placement of my dots. I like that technique a lot. Okay, this is L. Okay, this is L, no seam allowance. Okay, this will be L with seam. All right, so we've got L with seam and L no seam allowance. This should match up inside there nicely if I've drawn accurately. Okay, it's off from my sketch a little bit there and a little bit here. And actually, this is accurate to what printed out anyway. Awesome. Okay, down here we can clean it up a little bit. One of the techniques that Jody uses is on her curved pieces, she's putting a starch solution, a watered down starch solution. I believe she said it was 50-50. She's brushing that onto the curved edges so that whenever she's putting her heat template down on top of it, her heat resistant template down on top of it, and then brushing onto that bit of fabric, some watered down starch solution, then whenever she folds it over that template and then irons it, presses on top, it's really helping it to hold its shape. And then of course that template comes out and it's holding its shape, and she puts some glue on that, and then she can, put that back on top of some other stitched pieces. That's a technique that I need to get familiar with. I hear people talking about that some, but it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not in my toolbox yet, and I wanted to get that in my toolbox. So I'm going to figure out how to incorporate that. So again, without you guys kind of reaching out and talking with me and sharing with me these tips, I wouldn't be able to push forward, and I really, really want to. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't thank you enough. I want to brag a little bit further on Jody. I'm going to show you a quick little video. It's just a series of hers that she's been doing. It's called Saturday Matinee. It's all the monster movies. It's portraits from them, and she's just done a great job. So let me show you those real quick. Isn't that great work? I love them. She says she hasn't quilted them yet, and I'm hoping that she'll figure out how to do that, or maybe, put them on a canvas or something else. I just think they need to be up in a display somewhere in a series. I don't know where she's going to find a home for them, but they need to find a home. They're just too awesome. So I don't know if the template material that I've been using, if it's heat resistant enough. I've been using the plastic cutting boards, that's what I've been using for my templates. So I don't know if that's heat resistant enough. So I did buy the material, that says it's heat resistant, and I feel a little bit more comfortable using that. But I think I'm going to give it a try and see how my template works too. I know we're going to be ready for block 3 here in a heartbeat, the log cabin block. And more power to you all who are out there getting this quilt done. Please continue to share on Barbara's forum, and please continue to share with me. I really need to see that others are figuring this out, and it keeps me in forward motion, and I need it. But that's it, my friends. I've got a little bit done. I feel good about what I got done. Hey, I at least got a mental and emotional commitment going with this next block. And it feels weird moving on to block 2 and then soon to block 3 without having all of block 1 done. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to schedule some time to sew up the other ones, maybe by machine or something. Like I said, I don't want this to take 20 years to get it done. All right, my friends, have a great time doing your stitching, and thank you for being on this journey with me. You may be pulling on a rope and pulling me towards you, all of you who are getting this done, but have no doubt, I am on the other end of that rope and I am headed your way. I'm just slow. I'm just slow and I'm learning, and so it's tedious, all of it, and it just takes more time. It just takes more time, but that's okay. I'm here for it. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.